friends, and welcome back to the Baseball Card Illustrated channel. I'm Bronko, the PSA 11. That means I'm shut down.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're Bronko. The 1 year from now, you'll get a PSA 11 maybe.
I'm Bronko. See you in July, everybody.
I'm Kevin, the Diamond King that will probably never get graded now.
And this is the Saturday Shootaround, where we take a stack of stuff like this. Ooh. Sit back, relax, and enjoy, because we're going to hit the record button and find out what happens here.
Fantastic.
It's batten down the hatches.
Hey, I like it. This is a fun time because it's literally a see and react kind of thing. So
and here's an envelope from our good friend HUNTchoPop, Dodger fan, Laker fan.
Oh, are we talking Southern California here?
Southern California.
All right then.
So we've got a little team bag here with the official HUNTchoPop sticker.
Oh, he's got...
There's actually two in here, but I know the second one's going to fall over.
We need to talk to Dylan, our graphics and marketing guy, because we need something like this. Look at that. That's fantastic.
He can draw something by hand. A little stick figure action.
It would fit, right?
So this is actually a contest that we won here, and it was the Kyler Murray pack.
Hey!
On his 2 for Tuesday. So that was the team captain. It's a nice card.
That is, man. Kyler Murray, fantasy superstar this past year.
We'll just slide through this one real quick. That's Patrick Mahomes from that football team in Missouri. And we've got... What?
I didn't know you had a thing against Mahomes and or the Chiefs.
Hold on. Let's get this one out of the way, too. He's tackled. Just like their quarterback was in the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
I never knew you didn't have a thing for the Chiefs.
Amazing, isn't it?
I never knew.
By the way, in case you couldn't tell, this is mostly a football pack, but we're going to have one basketball card in here as well.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
So we got rookies and stars. So if you're a common, there is no place for you in this set.
Ain't happening in here. No, it's we're talking Jaguars, too. That team will eventually be on the rise. There will come a point.
I thought you were going to say that team will eventually be in, like, England or something.
London, yeah. It's coming.
We got Joe Namath.
Hey. Was he a recent draft pick? I don't remember him as a Jets quarterback.
Well, those look like the jerseys they wear.
Right.
Or at least a few years ago they did.
That's kind of the fun thing about current throwbacks is throwback players look like they're wearing current jerseys now. Congratulations, Joe. Welcome to 2021.
Don't be hasty.
Hey.
Got some... Is that an Oregon jersey? I can't... Like, that was my first reaction, but I'm not 100% sure now. Baylor.
Yeah, green and yellow, green and gold.
Oh, so he's with the Packers.
They're very Packers-ish right there. But with the green, could you imagine if the actual Green Bay Packers wore actual green pants? Like, the state of Wisconsin would be upside down about that. That's funny.
That'd be kind of cool, actually.
I think so, too. A great color rush.
And not a football player, Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy. Man. I'm
trying... There's got to be a good explanation for how he got the nickname.
Muggsy Bogues?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do some digging into that. I'm assuming that it has something to do with stature, since Muggsy was known for his lack of it, and for the fact that he still had tremendous skills.
I'm just trying to look at the shoes and see what he's rocking here.
It's some kind of pumps, aren't they?
I think they are. I'm doing this like we can't just zoom in. Like, here, let me bring it real close. So that's one contest we won. We also won another one, and that included this pack here, some 2018 Leaf Draft football.
So Leaf, back in the early 90s was a big thing in baseball, and even before that, it was the parallel set to Donruss in baseball. But then there came a little quarterback.
Peyton Manning?
Yes, Peyton Manning ruined Leaf. Oh, wait.
In a way.
He kind of did, yeah. Sorry, Leaf.
Peyton Manning was a touchdown machine, much like this guy that I'm throwing on the ground. He's tackled already. That was a 2-yard loss for Ronald Jones the second. But he is a touchdown machine.
He is, yeah. That's an actual NFL guy right there. He's been a factor.
And from...
Oh, that's a Georgia guy. Look at Roquan Smith. You know how you can tell it's a Georgia guy?
How?
It's not the red jersey. I mean, the red jersey does help, but look what's behind it. The hedges.
Oh, yeah, Wrigley Field. You can see someone throwing a football back from a touchdown that was scored by the opponent.
Never thought of Athens, Georgia as Wrigley Field.
Wonder if it was Simi Cobbs Jr. that scored that touchdown.
Simi
Because he's a
Cobbs.
machine also.
Well, he is. He's catching one right there, catching a touchdown. Simmy's got some size on him.
And then Pittsburgh Steeler. Doesn't it look like a Pittsburgh
Oh,
Steeler?
it absolutely does.
Like I guess I never paid that much attention to Iowa, Pittsburgh.
Well,
Whoever
or
else.
Georgia, the G is literally the Packers G, but
Mm-hmm.
with a different color scheme.
In fact, I remember when I was a kid, for some reason, I had a football card that had someone in a college jersey. I'm like, why is the Packers logo or helmet red? Because it wasn't the Packers logo or helmet.
I actually have a University of Georgia credit card. I get some weird looks with that G.
And now we're talking real football players, not that Missouri, junior college that has a thing going on there. Talking about all-pro
Bradley
Pro Bowler,
Chubb.
Bradley Chubb.
Look at that. That's before BB, before Broncos. It's a nice card,
It's
man.
going to be an exciting year because hopefully everyone stays healthy and he finally gets to play alongside Von Miller because there's been injuries the last couple years. So they've never been able to really unleash that combination, which is the reason they drafted him so high.
So here, what's your over/under as of the date we're taping this? Under center week 1 for the Broncos. Who's your quarterback? I mean, is it the incumbent? Like they're not.
I think it's got to be.
Yeah, they're not. In other words, they're not going to make a trade. They're not bringing in.
Well, I think even if you go out and make a trade and move up in the draft and get a quarterback, it's hard to put him in week 1.
I mean, what if Deshaun Watson just crashes the gates the first day of practice? Please get me out of Houston.
He might not be tradable now, though.
That's a good point. And that's weird too, right? Because if there's a smear campaign going, then that hurt the franchise way more than it hurt the player.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. In a league where quarterbacks, are always the story anyway.
Right.
That's a little different element than we're kind of used to.
Hard Knocks, I think you guys know exactly which camp you need to go to. I don't care what your past history says. Go to Houston.
And then we got a couple pickups from the LCS or eBay. Actually, these are eBay. We're going to start with this one that's all wrapped up from Card Finders. I don't know if that's actually a name or not, but a couple 1984 designs.
Oh, look at that.
Little Frank Thomas.
Oh, that's classic. The amazing thing to me is how a guy from 20 years later, really, I mean, if you're talking about, heyday is probably 90s into the early 2000s, and how perfectly he fits with the 84 design.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing missing, as we know from opening packs of 84, a mustache.
Or some awesome glasses.
Yes,
Those
huge
work, too.
glasses.
Hey, speaking of which, we got cards from the 80s, 90s, and even today coming up on our giveaway, coming up on Mystery Mondays for 316 subscribers. And I'm going to do a live chat. We're going to set that up as a premiere. So we'll do that 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. So that's, 8 on the East Coast?
Yeah.
6 Mountain Time, 5 Pacific.
Oh, you got your conversion
chart
chart out.
That's all I got. Well, Dylan knows all that stuff.
Oh, that's
so
his
he
job.
set that up for me.
Because he's lived in all the time.
So,
zone.
yeah.
That's
It
what
knows every station, call letters, and all that stuff everywhere. I don't
It's
know how
amazing.
that works.
So 316, is that the
316?
bottom line?
It sure is. Because Robin Yount said so.
Look at that. Now, the best part about this is there is an actual Robin Yount 1984 Topps card. This is the ultimate, retro faux back because it's a separate 1984 Robin. It doesn't look anything like the actual 1984 Robin Yount.
I was going to say, and one other difference is on this card, it says shortstop outfielder. He wasn't even considered for the outfield at that time.
That's a good point. That's more of like a career retrospective than anything because, he was very much a shortstop in 1984. Very much not an outfielder. The crazy thing to me is he had played in the big leagues for a decade at this point, and he was going to play for another decade after this point.
And win another MVP at that point, too.
Right, as an outfielder.
As an outfielder, yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
And then we have one through the mail return. This is a good one.
Through the mail.
Check this one out. On a 2021 Topps card.
Oh, check it out. Raisel Iglesias.
He's a pretty good signer.
As my wife would say, Raisel Churches. It's So you know that there are two Iglesias on the Angels now.
Iglesias?
Iglesias, yes. Thank you. That's the Roman Catholic version of it. There's Jose, who's the shortstop. And we were watching an Angels game last night. I hope I'm not dating this by saying this, but we were watching an Angels game late last night, and my wife kept yelling at the screen, "Come on, Joe Churches! Joe Churches. Let's go, Joe Churches. For Jose Iglesias.
And skipping right along, we're actually going to do a giveaway with this because there are 2 of them.
There are 2. Ricel signed for you twice?
He was nice enough to sign 2 cards. So your chance to get probably the very first Topps 2021 through the mail card that's been signed to add to your collection. So what do we call them? Churches?
Churches.
Leave churches in a comment on this video by... We'll do this coming Friday, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, normal time for a mystery word, player name, or phrase that you would throw in on Mystery Mondays, and you'll have a chance to win one of these 2 cards.
That's amazing. And I tell you what, you see him pitch, he's nasty.
Oh, absolutely. I'm happy he's in the American League now.
What he did to Luis Robert on opening night was just bonkers. There's this 2-strike pitch he throws that's a slider that starts outside and finishes almost in the on-deck circle, and he makes Luis Robert look like Uni Betancourt, just like swinging at a pitch 3 feet off the plate. Anyway.
That's a sore subject for me. I really like Lou Bob, but that just tells you how good he is.
No, yeah. I mean, he's a tremendous hitter, and Ricel made him look silly that one time. But that's nasty pitcher, great signer. I already like this guy.
And our final card today is one I just want to see. You haven't seen this yet, have you?
No.
Okay, good. I shielded it. Check this one out.
Whoa! Willie! Can I tell my Willie Peralta story?
Absolutely.
So, okay.
That's the main reason I bought it.
Oh man, I'd love me some Willie Peralta. Where we are, and I hope I'm not giving too much away, but we're in Wisconsin where we take these, and
back from Vegas.
Back from Vegas, yes. We like to make that our second home if we could. So in my place of business, the place where I work, there was a Willie Peralta bobblehead, and at some point, I'm not exactly sure why or how, but the Willie Peralta bobblehead lost its arms. And the scary part about it was right at the time that the actual Willie Peralta lost his ability to throw a baseball. I mean, it's terrible, but Willie went through a rough stretch, right? And it was right at the time that his armless bobblehead was prominently displayed at my job by a coworker of mine. So it was. I think that might still be in our place of business.
If it is, we'll get a video of that and show that off on a different episode.
Oh yeah, I bet it exists still. But yeah, it's an armless Willie Peralta bobblehead. And also of note, we did the same thing to a Walker Buehler before Game 7 of the NLCS.
Are we scared?
We beheaded him, and it didn't work because he was clearly.
No wonder he's scared.
Right,
he was beheaded.
We hit him on a table and knocked his head off. It was one of these minor league Walker Buehler, because Walker Buehler is still like 22.
Right.
It was one of these like single A bobbleheads, and it's funny because we took something of value and just destroyed it in the hopes of getting the Brewers a win. It didn't help.
Sorry, HUNTchoPop and Packs. Austin's a big Dodgers fan. He's probably not going to like that because we've been ragging on, especially Walker Buehler lately.
I mean,
that's too good not to mention.
That team is just—it's absolutely stacked.
For what it's worth, they are my pick to win the World Series again this year. So.
Yeah, that's because you mean like when you play video games and you make trades to make the ideal baseball team. What you make is what the Dodgers have right now. I was going to say,
to do what the Dodgers did, you have to turn off the thing that says like create equal
fair
teams
trades.
And fair trades and all that stuff. So I can't wait to see what happens in the West because the Padres are really, really good too. And that's going to be a great series if and when they meet in the playoffs. But you're talking about a team here that could win. They could potentially challenge 116 wins.
I agree with that. They're two teams. I mean, the only thing maybe that'll keep that from happening is if the Padres, do live up to form. Because the Padres had such a good offseason that it was one of those things where when I was studying for fantasy drafts, I went through the pitcher list and I'm like, wait, he's a Padre? He's a Padre? Like, about Blake Snell, and you probably know about Yu Darvish if you're paying attention, but they have Joe Musgrove, they have of course Paddock is back. I mean, they have like 7 great starting pitchers. Not
to mention their farm system.
Right?
Like, they can legitimately be great for at least a decade here.
I mean, the thought about it, too, is if you look around the league, trades that they've made in the last couple of years, they had some really good guys that they've traded. Like, Franmil Reyes is the first guy that comes to mind. The Franimal, as somebody called him. And he's in Cleveland, and he's going to mash 35 homers in Cleveland, or 40 homers, because he's that kind of hitter. The Padres are loaded.
But we're not loaded, but it is time to go. So, don't forget, check in on Monday, 7 Central, 6 Mountain. Why would I go Mountain first and then back to Eastern?
No, that's fine. Eastern
How about
always gets
East,
one.
Eastern, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, 5 West Coast Pacific. What is it?
4 Alaskan, 3 Hawaiian. I don't know past that.
And it'll be on YouTube anytime after that. So, on behalf of our friend HUNTchoPop and Packs, awesome, thank you very much. I'm Bronco,
I'm Kevin.
and you've been watching the Saturday Shootaround here on the Baseball Card Illustrated channel.
See ya, Huncho.